welcome back viewers on to our daily IPL show on Newsx. Punjab Kings have won the toss and elected to bat first in Dharamshala. They posted a competitive 210 for 5, but DC's bowlers kept things tight with regular breakthroughs. Chasing 211, Delhi Capitals showed great fight led by a strong middle order effort from Axar Patel and David Miller, winning by 3 wickets with 6 balls to spare. Now ahead to Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Gujarat Titans. Both teams are in strong form, batting for a top 2 spot. Expect a high scoring thriller at Ahmedabad with dew likely to help the chasers. Gujarat Titans will bank on Gill, Sudarshan and Rashid, while SRH will rely on Head, Abhishek and Klaasen's firepower. To break that down, let's go across to Sunil Yashkalra, our cricket scholar. Sunil, you will help us understand this better with your guests.
Well, absolutely. I've got a heavy-duty lineup of guests. David Brooks joins me from Oxfordshire, who's recovering from a minor injury playing cricket for the league on Sunday. I'm also joined by former club cricketer from Chennai, A.K. Satish, who's also led as the sports editor of Gulf News. I'm also joined by Sri Lankan commentator Zakwan Rumi. Welcome you all. Satish, are you good to go as an opener for the show?
Thanks for having me on the show. To my fellow panelists. Sunil, I don't mind playing any order. Like I'm a team man, you know that. So I'm game. Yeah, I'm ready to don the opener's role.
Well, absolutely. Yesterday, Priyansh Arya, Simran Singh came out with serious intent. Arya's explosive 56 of 33 was the highlight, but the DC bowlers under immediate pressure, while PBKS got the fast start. Do you think the opening was fast and furious? The openers, since we're talking about the opening the innings, Satish, yesterday.
Yes, see, as I mentioned yesterday, Punjab relied heavily on the openings. Especially the 2 young openers, Arya, who could really play some very good shots, and he's a very good young talent. So that was the moment they got the start. It was pretty much they were on target, and they managed to score the score past 200 plus. But I felt while the start was very good, the finish was not as good as it started. The last 3 overs, I think they scored something like 18-20 runs. With almost 5 wickets in hand. I think that's where they lost the plot slightly. And that really gave Delhi the momentum back a bit at that point of time, though initially Delhi lost the wickets and then things changed around. But I felt, yes, it was a great top 4 performance by the Punjab Kings. They had a very strong top 4 and they banked on that and they managed to score good runs. And that's where they stand, Sunil. It was excellent start.
David, your namesake, David Killer the Miller, actually showed why he's one of the best in the business. 51 of 28 deliveries was ice cold. He absorbed the pressure when the asking rate climbed and then targeted a specific bowler to ensure Delhi never entered the panic mode. David, what's with the David and the Goliath and now David and Miller? Of course, to answer that riddle is David Brooks.
Well, yeah, no, David Miller and Axar Patel were the stars, weren't they, for Delhi Capitals? I thought that Punjab had enough. I agree with Satish saying, I thought the last few overs they could have boosted their score further. So you were thinking like, could 2/3, but you thought 210 was probably a pass score. The wicket was helpful to the seamers. We didn't see an over of spin in the whole match. I thought it would be enough. What I hadn't bargained for, yes, firstly, Axar Patel and David Miller performing so well, but the bowling of Punjab Kings, you know, we have to say, wasn't that disappointing? I mean, 17 wides, and no one really able to stem the flow. Even though they took those 3 early wickets of Delhi Capitals, you know, and I was thinking all along that they could probably win. Punjab could win the match, but the bowling was too erratic for me, and you know, that's where I think they lost the game, because that should have been a defendable score.
Well, that should have been a defendable score. Zakwan Rumi, what's with the wides and the extras and the and the missed catches that we've seen with the teams, and certainly they're languishing at the bottom of the pool table because of that. Certainly, Punjab was up on the top, but suddenly they've lost the momentum, and these disciplinary things are causing them a problem. What's your view on this, Akwan Ruby?
How disappointing. How disappointing to see such a beautiful team standing on the top in the first few six games, going so strongly. And all of a sudden now they're sitting at the fourth with four losses on the trot. Of course, Punjab should have been able to defend. 210 was an above par score with that pitch, with a lot of seam movement, variable bounce. So, like you said, the problem was not with the bat. It was execution with the ball and the fielding, especially under pressure. And I think Shreyas said it best. Punjab really need to focus again on their fielding and bowling because they need to hit those hard length short of hard length as the best option on that surface, and they failed to do that. And unfortunately, that costed them the game.
Well, absolutely. Badar Tiwari for Delhi Capitals. In the middle, his 2 for 40 might look expensive, but getting the dangerous Priyansh Arya and Cooper Collinley was huge. Do you think, Zach, very quickly, Madhav Tiwari was the impactful player of the match yesterday?
I mean, Madhav Tiwari was outstanding. Let's give him a round of applause because that was not just a small cameo. This was a complete all-round impact. In only his first game of the season and second IPL match overall, he took two important wickets, including that of Priyansh Arya, who had already given Punjab that flying start, and then came at the end of a 211 chase and finished unbeaten on 18 of just 8 balls. So that tells you he didn't just participate in the game; he affected that both innings that they were playing. So for a younger player like him to come to bowl 4 overs, get those 2 wickets, and then walk in during a pressure chase and strike at 2-2-5, it's not a cameo. That's just temperament. That's why he gets the play of the match.
Well, absolutely. What you see on your screen is Madhav Tiwari. Very quickly, David Brooks, the young lad, did he impress you? Madhav Tiwari, since we are talking about his performance yesterday, the Delhi Capitals bowler.
Yeah, I mean, I thought when Miller was out, I thought, well, the odds were swinging back towards Punjab. But I reckon without Tiwari, also impressed with Ashutosh Sharma and even Nabi at the end coming in, hitting that 6. So, yeah, the batting seemed to be much deeper than previously thought. So they batted deep. And, yeah, I was impressed with the way they never said die at the end, because surely when Miller was out, Punjab must have thought, we've got this match back in the bag. So yeah, all credit to those youngsters.
Well, we are still sticking to the match that was played yesterday between the Punjab Kings and Delhi Capitals. Both the North Indian teams have been losing. It's been a checkered game of fortunes for them. Satish, what's your, if you were to look at one memory of the match yesterday, what would that be? Because Tiwari seems to be standing heads and shoulder above the other big names donning yesterday. Your views?
Yeah, Sunil, there are not just one standout moment. I would say starting from Ingiri's last couple of overs, then Axar Patel and David Miller, that the partnership that proved crucial, because after losing 4 wickets, I thought the match was gone, because chasing such a big total, you're looking at a asking rate of about 14 runs. The match was almost done. So that partnership was crucial for me, and of course the cameos, or rather the match-winning knocks by Madhav Tiwari and Nabi, Akib Nabi, who at least scored at least for a strike rate of 500. So these are some of the brilliant things. But what I would also like to bring out here is why these two teams are languishing at the bottom is because if you look at the charts, especially the purple cap charts, Arshdeep is the only bowler from Punjab Kings who is somewhere around 10th in the slot. And if you look at Delhi Capitals, Axar Patel is somewhere around 20th. If I have to quote one of the top of, rather a legend of a T20, Nicholas Boren, he said, matches are won by batsmen, but it's the bowlers who win you tournaments or trophies. So at this rate, if you look at, that's one of the reasons why both the teams are struggling, and especially Punjab is struggling, because they have managed to come on top on the back of the batting, but towards the tail end of the game, or the final home stretch of the tournament, it's the bowlers who will win you trophies, and that's where they are struggling.
Absolutely.